Hey, it's BT with the BT Misano Gp review. Let's get right to it. What the United States is the mass shootings, the Italians are the passion. When it comes to food, art, everything, the women, the motorcycle, everything they do is full of passion, and it shows, especially in their GPs. Thank you so much. Grazie. But stop with the damn flares before the race. I mean, those guys can't see. They're racing. The last thing you want to do at 200 miles an hour is not see. So stop it, please. Other than that, grazie. Let's get right to it. Moto 3, heartbreak goes to David Halgado. He is the series leader, the championship leader, and he didn't score a point. Hey, give him the Heimlich maneuver because I think he's starting to choke. Where's he been the last couple weeks? Let me tell you something. These flyaways are going to make the difference. I'll get right to that in a minute. But he gets the heartbreak. The rider of the race, and it could have been heartbreak, but he turned it around. He really did. He did a 180. Ivan Artola. I got a crush on. That sounds weird. I like this kid a lot. I like the team. Ivan Artola went from 20th to 7th, I think it was. Great job by him. Great salvage job. Seriously, man. It's like he almost balled up the Titanic because he was sinking deep in the 20th. He brought it back up to a top 10 finish. Great job by him. So Artola, great job. Halgado, damn, Halgado, he didn't get it. Moto 3, it's going to come back to Valencia. I'm thinking it is because Jamie Masia is starting to finally find his rhythm. David Alonso, Alonso, he's starting to find his rhythm too. He's 2 for 2? Ooh, watch this kid. Sasaki could have had the championship lead, but it's down to 4 points. Moto 3 is getting. How can it get any better? But it is. It's kind of like I said. It's kind of like Italian pizza. How can this get any better? But it is. Let's go to Moto 2. Moto 2. Hey, heartbreak goes to Jake Dixon. I'm not saying he talked shit. Remember I said last week, I thought it was great that he said what he said. But you got to back this shit up. No one minds somebody if you talk shit and back it up. But he said that about Pedro, and then he comes back, and then he gets a 12th. But we all have our tracks they're not good at. But anyway, heartbreak over to Jake Dixon. He really could have cemented his position and kind of moved up. What helped him, though, was Aaron Canet crashing. Canet could have got my heartbreak, but no offense, but Canet, him crashing, I was like, I see that. But I'm not going to say anything bad because if I go to the race again, I got to see Canet in person. And let me tell you something, nothing scarier than seeing Canet in person. Like I said, he's a nice guy, very nice guy, but man, I don't want to see him. He's like the Incredible Hulk. I don't want to see him when he's angry. I only want to see him when he's happy, but I damn sure want to see him when he's angry. That kid has no neck and all them prison tattoos. You got your goddamn, and he's 19. Come on, bruh. Anyway, heartbreak goes to Jake Dixon. Rider of the race goes to Pedro Acosta. Say what you will, the weight of the world is on Pedro. You know he's supposed to be the greatest rider. You know, the next Marquez coming up, and he still produces. He just chipped away at Celestino Vietti, and he does it so smooth. It doesn't look like he's trying it hard. I think the way they try to make it, the announcers or whatever, are trying to act like, you know, he should be dominating, but he is. But he does it so smooth, and he saves it. He could have really bent it last week when he didn't have no traction in Barcelona, but he didn't. So Pedro Acosta, what he's doing is incredible, man. The guy, he's just steadily chipping away, and call in a search party because you got to be looking for Arbolino, Alicia Spargo, and Sasaki. Call a search party. I don't know where they've been the last couple of weeks, but especially Arbolino. Arbolino didn't make a good run this race in 4th place. He didn't get the podium, but good for him. But still, watch Pedro. Watch these flyaways. These flyaways are going to make the difference. I still think Pedro will wrap this up. In Malaysia. I think Pedro's going to wrap this up in Malaysia, but you never know. That's where they have flyaways. Anyway, Moto GP, come on now. Hey, first of all, heartbreak goes to Alicia Spargo. You went from sugar to shit. How do you go from winning a race in your home race in Barcelona and then you finished 12th? Sugar to shit. But he knows what he did, but still, hey, like I said, some tracks are yours, some tracks aren't, but you didn't get a top 10? But rider of the race, come on now. It's Pedrosa. Let me tell you something. Pedrosa and Matthias Pazzini, those dudes should form a club like the P&P Wrecking Crew, because that's what they are. They are a two-man wrecking crew rock. It's like Mick from Rock. They're a two-man wrecking crew rock. I think Pazzini just shows up at all the Italian races. Personally, I think he goes through and there's like a 5-finger discount and like picks up like spare parts and puts them on his bike and just waits to show up at Magello and Misano like, I'm ready to race. What he does, those guys, Alicia Spargo said it best, they kind of make a fool out of a MotoGP. Don't get me wrong. MotoGP is the greatest riders in the world, but the fact that Pedrosa at 35 comes in and almost gets a podium against the greatest riders in the world and his own team. He's a test rider, an older test rider. And he comes in, honestly, let's be honest. If he really wanted to, okay, I want to come back. If I was Pip Vira, I'd be like, hey, Jack, let me talk to you for a second, bro. And bring your playbook. He write a check and go, hey, man, it's nice knowing you. What Pedrosa's doing, Pedrosa got Rossi thinking like, you know what? I got my leathers in the car. Let me go see something. And let's be honest, Rossi's an ambassador, a team ambassador for Yamaha, but his riders ride Ducati. What? That's like me being sponsored by Monster Energy, but I'm going to all the Red Bull parties. And I'm wearing like Red Bull hats, Red Bull underwear. Do they even have that? But I'm doing like, that's what that's like. I mean, am I not right? Well, Rossi's team rides Ducati, but he's a Yamaha ambassador. Don't make no damn sense. But hey, Pedrosa's got to make Rossi think, I can do this shit. I was better than Danny. I won championships. I mean, let's just be honest. Danny didn't win no championship. I can do this shit. Danny riding, honestly, you know, it's like Michael Jordan, right? Talking all this shit about LeBron and everything. And then he, for some reason, he gets a chance to come back and he comes back and he makes the NBA finals. That's what that's like. It's like Michael Jordan coming back, go, well, you know, I just feel I'm still one of the greatest players in the world. And I came back and I just showed what I'm worth. That's what it is. I think what Danny Pedrosa did, everybody loves seeing it. Who didn't root for Danny Pedrosa? He never won a champ, always a bridesmaid, never was the bride, injuries, whatever. He still showed he's great. When Marquez rubbed his head like for good luck or whatever, game like that dap, you know how Marquez, you know, because Marquez is struggling. Danny don't give a shit. Marquez is following me. He'll say, hey, I'd rather Mark follow me than Mark be behind me. Remember what he did at Aragon? Anyway. So I thought it was cool that they kind of dapped each other, or Mark dapped him up, and I don't know what was going on in Danny's helmet, but he's like, yeah. You know what? If I was Danny Pedrosa, I would walk past the Repsol Honda garage like on Purple Rain after Prince's dad shot himself in the head, and I would be like Morris Day and dip my head in like, hey, how's the family? That's what I would do. I mean, Danny Pedrosa's living life. He's got no pressure. He's trying to develop a bike. Right? He gets to eat. He gets to live his life, come in, do a wild card, boom, get paid. What? Where's the downside? Great job, Danny Pedrosa. Now let's get to the meat. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Marquez and Fabio, honestly, I mean, that's why I waited so long to do this, because of the testing. How the hell do the Japanese manufacturers can't find any goddamn engineers to build a better bike? It's like they go to all the engineering schools and go, hey, give me the worst engineers you got. Thank you. You know, and they get, okay, I can build a motorcycle. That's what it's like. I feel so bad for Mark. Everybody's hanging on Mark's every word. And I know Mark is having fun with him, but it's got to be pressure on Mark, because listen, y'all can say what you want about Mark. Mark's loyal to him and Honda's loyal to Mark. It's a two-way street, but let's just be honest. It's got to be tugging at Mark like, I got to leave these guys. At one point, I think it's a toxic relationship. Mark's wanting to stay. And by the way, if it wasn't for Danny, Mark would have got rider of the race. What he did with that jalopy of a bike, you know what that bike is? That bike's a moped. That bike's a Vespa scooter that looks like a Honda Repsol MotoGP bike. That's what it is. And he bought it to a top 10, a top 8, a top 7 finish. Congratulations to Marquez. Honestly, I wouldn't give him rider of the race if it wasn't for Danny. What he did, and they were coming after him, and he finished. How he finished, he didn't finish that way during the sprint, but he made on soft tires. So you got to give it up to Marquez. Great job by him. But he and Fabio, I feel so bad. And no offense, but Fabio with the pearl necklace, kids these days, I ain't gonna say shit, but a pearl necklace. All right, man. Anyway. I don't know what's going to be done. Ducati's only got so many seats, but still, Fabio's in his years. He's got some years to try to get it developed. But Mark's in his 30s. Hey, man, he needs a competitive seat. And let's be honest here. Mark is still top 3 rider. I mean, look, Pecco's the best. I don't give Pecco enough credit. Every other story is about anything but Pecco, but Pecco is that dude. Don't get me wrong. He's the best rider. But after that, look, when Martin is on, he's on. But when he's not, it's like, hey man, anybody see Martin? I ain't seen that motherfucker. All right. Same way with Bezecchi. When he's on, right? But when he's not, where's he at? Right? It's like, search party. Go get him, boy. Have you seen him? No. You can't find him. All the other riders are like that, but Marquez is still top 3. I'm going to say top 2. And still, so he needs a competitive bike. And I want to see him race Pecco one-on-one. I think it's going to be great anyway. So Mark needs a ride. I think he goes to Ducati, be with his brother. How great would that be? He and his brother on the same team. I think the KTM talk is gone, but you never know. There's so many smoke screens in MotoGP. They got 3 bikes to choose from. What is this, 3-card Monty? Come on, man. Mark deserves better than that. Three bikes and they're all worth a shit. I mean, seriously, it's like, do I ride with the shit bike, the shittier bike, or the shittiest bike? What kind of choice is that? And like Bill Duke said it best in Predator, ain't no damn way for a soldier to die. And it's the truth. Mark deserves better. So what else is there? That's pretty much it. And before we get out of here, I got to give a shout out to Mike Trimby, who passed away this weekend, who had a IRTA. He's always treated me with respect. The last time I saw him was in Silverstone. We went to his office. He showed me how he raced in Daytona 200, the Isle of Man, Macau, everything. He treated me like I'm a nobody, and he treated me like I was all the other racers. And he never talked down. He was always great. I just think of his wife, Irene. Mike Trimby is a great man. So this goes out to him. Thank you, Mike, for everything. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. He deserves accolades. He came to see me in Vegas perform. He took me out to eat. Like I said, man, he always treated me with respect. And it sounds like nothing, but it means everything to me. So shout out to Mike Trimby. Rest in peace, my friend. Thank you guys for watching. I know it went kind of long, but hey, like I said, you guys are the only ones I can talk to about MotoGP. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. You know, give me the comments, the criticism. I don't give a shit, man. I just like talking to somebody who loves the same passion I love. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. PG Flash, you my man. Anyway, until then, you know the word. Bye.